Last weekend, NASCAR rigged the Xfinity race so that Daniel Suarez could win at his home track. And I guess that's okay. But the only tricky business that should be going on this weekend is the lie NASCAR continues to tell us every single year at Pocono. Pocono is not 3 turns, it's 5. And I will not rest until NASCAR acknowledges that. But anyway, that's an argument for the comments and Twitter. We're here because there's paint schemes to review. Let's go. Before I give this Bass Pro Shops beauty a 10 like I do every single week, I first have to say, I think it's time for a regime change over at Haas Factory Team. Not only is the inconsistency in posting their paint schemes on NASCAR.com a total sign of disrespect towards me, it also jeopardizes the entire integrity of the paint scheme reviews. But Carson, this car fucks. 10. A crucial question I didn't ask last week is if they sell C4 Energy in Mexico. Jesse, I gotta know. 8. Pretty ironic that Parker Retzlaff is sponsored by Finish this week because that's exactly what he didn't do in Mexico. 9. Patrick Emmerling's running double duty this weekend after getting an awesome opportunity to run the 07 for Spire Motorsports in the truck race. And I think it's pretty cool that he's sponsored by Camel Beach Outdoor Water Park because I heard that's where Connor Zilisch and Ty Gibbs are staying this weekend to unwind after their little disagreement in Mexico. Best of luck to all. 10. I actually had a cardinal fly by my head the other day. Now this could only mean one of 2 things. Either Justin Allgaier is going to win this weekend because he's in the Cardinal car, or Connor Zilisch is going to win because he's the rightful owner of the Cardinal car. Either way, this car makes me want to grab rebounds for Rick Pitino. 10. I think by now you've all heard me say that Sammy Smith is an asshole. But I found out last night during Pit Stop's Whatnot show that his autograph matches his personality. It sucks. Look at this. I don't think the guy ever learned how to write in cursive. That's the type of signature you leave at Walgreens when your girlfriend has you run in to grab a box of tampons. You should actually get money off if you buy a die cast with his signature on it. 5. I just saw the craziest tweet saying that Daniel Dye is going to make select cup starts with sponsorship from Culver's. They had me in the first half, not going to lie, but Culver's? No way. 9. This is Josh Williams. 7. Nobody let Garrett Smithley know that Pocono is actually 5 turns because he sat out of every race with more than 4. 9. I would be checked into a psych ward right now if Christian Eckes somehow pulled off the win in Mexico after I stared at his odds for 20 minutes prior to the race. This guy's actually an undercover great road course racer. 6. I'm starting to notice a trend where William Sawalich runs pretty good at the beginning but can't finish these races. But I'm still a believer. 10. Justin Bonsignor is getting another start in the 19 car this weekend, and this isn't as much as an offense to the paint scheme itself. That logo is just ugly as fuck. 0. And then you have Brandon Jones. 6. I had U.S. currency on Austin Hill last weekend, which probably means he'll trip and fall into a victory this week. 6. We should all be giving apologies to Harrison Burton for the amount of shit we gave him last year. SVG just did the same exact shit Harrison Burton did at Daytona last year. Went from 30-something in points to the playoffs. You guys can all argue with a 2x4. I don't care. I highly doubt SVG will be above 25th in the point standings by the time the playoffs roll around. But go ahead, keep trying to tell me he's improving on ovals. SVG is a great guy. I'm glad he won. This playoff system, fucking broken. But Harrison, you're not free yet either. This car is butt ugly. 0. Speaking of ugly, Dean Thompson's sponsored by Ugly's Kettle Chips this weekend. And I gotta tell you, I'm starting to become a big-time believer in Dino Thompson. I wasn't much of a fan when he was in trucks because, let's be honest, he kind of fucking sucked. But he's proven this year that maybe he's just one of those guys where the trucks don't really suit his driving. It kind of reminds me of when Harrison Burton moved up to Xfinity. And Sam Hunt has been killing it with the paint schemes. I would go as far as to say they never miss. 10. I love how Ryan Sieg Racing every 4 or 5 weeks decides to pop in and upload their paint schemes to NASCAR.com. I mean, it's got to be like a sponsor thing, right? The paint scheme's not bad, but the only shades I acknowledge existing on this planet are driven. 0. I feel like this kind of goes without saying, but Ryan Sieg's never going to win a race. 8. So I didn't know this until this morning, but Brennan Poole's actually running double duty this weekend. Just like Patrick Emmerling is running the 07 in both races, Brennan Poole's running the 44 in both races. Because on Sunday, he gets to drive this NY Racing shitbox around at 40 miles an hour all day. But hey, at least he'll be doing it in style. 10. I still convince myself every time that this is mongoose like the bicycles. Boy, it used to be cool as fuck if you had a mongoose. 9. I'm sorry, but Jeremy Clements is just trying to do way too much with his paint schemes this year. Not it. 8. This paint scheme wasn't put on NASCAR.com, but I really don't care because I have to give a huge shout out to the boys and girls over at Snowbelt Management. Them getting KitchenAid to come on for a race might be the most impressive thing to happen in mankind since we faked the moon landing. Impressive shit. 10. I was jumping up and down like a coked out rabbit when Taylor Gray made that lunge going into the final turn in Mexico. If he took Daniel Suarez out and went on to win that race, those fans in Mexico would have made Jeff Gordon's win at Talladega in 2004 look like a kid's first birthday party. And it would have been fucking awesome. 6. Leland's back this weekend, and since his last start at Charlotte, I see he's taken up baking. If you're in Pocono this weekend and Leland offers you a freshly baked cookie, I would politely turn it down. Unless you want to lose all your teeth. Or you like the taste of charcoal. 8. Connor Zilisch has a new crew chief this weekend. I'm not sure if you ever heard of him. Some guy named Dale Earnhardt Jr. It would be awesome if Connor Zilisch got his first win outside of a road course with Dale Jr. as his crew chief. And this just further solidifies my point that Connor Zilisch is literally Lightning McQueen. This is basically the same as when Doc Hudson crew chief for Lightning at the end of the first movie. Except Connor's not going to slam on the brakes at the start-finish line on the final lap. 10. So you steal the identity of Devin Moran every single week, and now you're trying to steal the identity of these 3 random news people? Disgusting. 0. And the paint scheme of the week goes to Brennan Poole. Guys, this was a really tough one. I truly could have given this to probably 4 or 5 different cars. But here's my top 3. Again, this was really tough. I mean, you could really swap out any of them. But here's the current Xfinity Series paint scheme review point standings. I'll see you guys next week on top of the SS Greenlight pit box. If they'll still let me after I snubbed them of a top 3. Later.